At the start of Loophero, your unnamed character wants to save the world, but there is no world, save for a blank looping road. The game is split up into chapters, each tasking you to defeat a boss at the end. The beginning of each run, you'll leave your camp and start a lap. What populates the road, good and bad, is almost entirely up to you. Using cards, your character wills these things into existence through their thoughts, and it quickly becomes clear that there's a direct link between what is real and what you remember. You'll use this ominous power to make meadows that grant you regeneration, and mountains to increase your maximum health. Discovery is a big part of the fun, since there's secret tile combinations that grant you bonuses. Placing a meadow next to a mountain, for example, will make it bloom, giving you increased regeneration. This power is really useful, but you'll never use it to fight. Before we continue, do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you consistently enjoy the content I put out. Thank you so much for watching. Let's continue. Combat in Loophero has a surprising twist, in that there is none. You have no direct control over what the character does. The only way you can shape the outcome is through indirect means, like knowing the time to have your hero walk through a village to replenish health, or when to use an oblivion card on a group of enemies so you don't have to fight them. You'll have to dole punishment out to your hero as well, as placing monsters for them to fight is the only way they'll rack up the EXP and equipment necessary to defeat the boss. The way Loophero streamlines RPG mechanics is interesting. Quests, loot, monsters, all of it is constantly shifting and moving through your UI. Upon getting a full inventory, items will automatically be disposed of and give materials to help improve your village, and not using cards in time makes them completely disappear. There's also quests, which don't even have a dedicated tab in the menus, as passing through a village automatically gives it to you along with a monster to fight. While it seems overly simplified at first, Loophero doesn't put all its cards on the table right away. Things like health potions, skill points, and additional characters are not all dumped on you at the start. Games like this don't usually live or die on their stories, but as you've already inferred, there certainly is one. Your character wants to do the right thing, but heroes aren't a sought-out commodity anymore. You can hardly save a world that has no interest in being saved. When this starved harpy is offered peace, she scoffs at you, saying she can't feed her children your sweet words. The end of the world is in a lot of different video games, to the point people are indifferent to it, but little moments of dialogue like this add a foreboding feel to a familiar premise. The main reason we're here, though, is the gameplay itself. While I wish the game pushed you outside of your comfort zone more, it's unfortunately really easy to settle into using the same biome and card deck you're familiar with and push through that way. The duration of the game feels appropriate, as anything more would have likely revealed its flaws. Though it really speaks to how well designed a title is when you can change so many different factors and still have the game run like clockwork. Hades allows you to change everything from how much upgrades you can equip to enemy health pools, yet the design is good enough that you won't feel pigeonholed into broken mechanics. While the same can be said of Loophero for the most part, for the reasons stated earlier, you can feel bereft of a lot of interesting decision-making opportunities. There's nothing inherent to the levels themselves that provoke different decision making. While the replay value takes a huge hit from this, you'll likely have gotten all the enjoyment you need out of it by that time anyway. So, after all we've seen and said in this video, what should we make of Loophero? Well, I'm reluctant to call it an idle game like some have. Walking away from your computer in the later levels is a recipe for failure, but I do think it's both a good game and good proof of concept. In an odd way, it reminds me of Minnie's March Again, because your control with the character itself is less direct but still has lots of room for interesting ideas. Maybe more genres can adopt this. Here's a review I did for another indie game called Dust Force. It's a cliche thing to say, but a like and subscription would be super appreciated if you enjoyed what you saw today. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.